No. Evening, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday evening presentation. Can you believe that it is the end of August already? So the year really is racing on. So for those who don't know me, my name is Merle. I live in Durban, South Africa. I joined LifeWave in December 2022. And I joined because I saw David Schmidt, our CEO and the inventor of all our products, talking to healthcare professionals about this product, X39. I just wanted the product. At that stage, I was done with multi-level marketing. I had done it before and said, I'm out, but this product sounds amazing. And if this is how I'm going to get it, I'm going to join. And am I glad that I joined? Because I had a result in the first week and the rest is history. I told a friend because it helped my shoulder. She was a one-patch wonder. And once you realize the power of this incredible product, you cannot help but share it with others because you can't have something that is so amazing in your hands and keep it to yourself. I always say it's a social responsibility to share it. And then, of course, along with sharing it comes the business opportunity, which I didn't sign up for, but it has completely changed our lives. So I'm going to hand over to Caroline, and she's going to share her story, and then Caroline's going to do the product part of the presentation, and I'm going to talk about the business. So over to you, Caroline.
Thank you, Mel. Yes, I am now coming up to my third year, which is exciting. In January coming up, it'll be 3 years that I've been patching. And I started my patching journey. I'm based in England. I'm Danish, but I live and work here. I'm a homeopath. And I came across the patches through a friend of mine. And as you know, we all do, someone mentioned it to me. And, like we all do, we think, can it be true? Are they really what they say they are? And so I did a little bit of research, but not too much. I really like the idea of light therapy. I like the fact that they were non-transdermal. I like the fact that we are trying to activate our own immune system to work better. So I had a specific issue that I was really keen to solve, and that was a knee that wasn't bending. I had the beginning of probably what is some kind of arthritis, stiff fingers, stiff knees, stiff shoulder, sleeping badly at night because I wake up with pain, and that was my story back then. I couldn't do yoga. I couldn't do the things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I tried very many different things to solve it, and nothing had helped. So I thought there's only one way to find out, and that's get patching. So I was not a one patch wonder. I didn't have such a quick result as Merle, but within a couple of weeks, I was feeling the benefit of just sleeping much, much better, more energy and better rest, deeper sleep. And obviously, with that, I realized I had less pain at night. So I was not being woken up by my fingers or my shoulder or my neck. So that got me really excited. And over the next couple of months, when I kept patching, I could just feel an increase in energy sneaking in on me, on top of the kind of more flexibility and the less pain in my body. And by about 3 months, actually, which is obviously the time we say the minimum time we want people to patch. And I was going to go, as I was 65 when I started, I was going to go at least 7 months. But by about 3 months, I was back to squatting and bending my knee. I was back to doing the things that I really wanted to do, like do my yoga class or sit on my heels and stretch out, all those things. And then so many other things happened over the following couple of months. I had um, been losing a lot of hair as well. I think in a combination of age, menopause, hormones, what have you. And over the next year, my hair just stopped falling out, which was amazing because it was really, really thin. I had been to the dentist, and the dentist noticed that my gums were looking better. I was driving in the night, and I realized I could drive without the glare in my eyes. So slowly over time, lots of other things came into to play as well. But more than anything, I think I started feeling like I'd had a second chance to kind of, yeah, I suddenly I had a career. That was the other thing. I mean, I had never networked before, and I didn't really know what to expect. But suddenly here I was with a team, with friends all over the world, and I was having such a blast with it, and I was earning money. that I just thought, here I am at, 65, and I'm almost beginning a new part of my life, which is really exciting. And I still feel that that drive that has come from my just overall wellness is what keeps me going every day. And it makes me really excited. And I'm not worried that I just had a birthday 2 days ago, as I feel good. And that's a testament to how good I feel on being on these patches every day. So anyway, maybe we should get on with the presentation, Merle, and we can probably get some more testimonials at the end of the presentation.
Absolutely. Just give me a second to change the presenter view.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. It all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we are made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. A patch is applied to specific points on the body where it covers the skin. Infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and its ability to heal itself. On a cellular level, this matters because many of the patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are naturally neutralized. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
So this is what we ask all our new brand partners and anyone that comes to one of our chats here in the evenings. Have you been patched yet? Because if you haven't tried it yet, you really need to feel what it does to your body. And what happens is that we're elevating something in the body, we're activating something in the body, and that elevation and activation starts regenerating, and that's where the excitement starts. But we can't talk about X39 without talking about David Schmidt, our CEO, scientist, and inventor of LifeWave. And he has been running with this company since 2004. He is the most incredible person. He's got such a beautiful way of looking at life in general. And I've encouraged anyone to have a look at some of his clips on YouTube. He's really, really interesting to listen to. And he has celebrated 200 patents already, which is amazing, and specializes in age reversing. So back in 2008, when there was a lot of focus on stem cells, that's when he started his own research. And X39 and the recent patent took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. It was launched in 2020. So by joining with us in the LifeWave community, you have an incredible opportunity before you today, the opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. So as you heard, the X39 is a patented technology, and the patent is, as we also heard, very expensive and can take a long time to get, but also you have to prove that it actually does what it says it does. And we can read what some of the patent we can read some of the patent on this page here, and it says that it's an embodiment that enables a wearable phototherapy apparatus. That wearable apparatus produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief, and all of that via a non-transdermal container. So this non-transdermal apparatus, which is our little plaster, a little sticker it looks like, reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of the copper peptide GHK-Cu in the body. And it's a GHK-Cu peptide that activates our stem cells. So it's very exciting. And we have had some fantastic wins over the last couple of years. Just last year, we won LifeWave 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Award, which really put LifeWave on the big screen, really on the, really got a lot of people to notice us, because there was thousands of nominations from over 15 different countries for this award. And it's something that really has changed the way the general health profession look at LifeWave. It's both good and bad, because of course now we are a little bit more under scrutiny, and we have to be quite careful with what we say about what LifeWave can actually do for us. But it's very exciting. How do you wear X39, or rather, how does it work? We'll get to how you wear it afterwards. Well, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. So it's basically light therapy. We know light therapy from infrared light, from blue light that we put babies under if they're jaundice. The sun is phototherapy. And so light therapy has been around forever. The patent is nanocrystal technology, which is just very, very small sugar crystals that are put into a specific grid that sends a signal back into the body. There's no drugs, no chemicals, and no stimulants. But all that happens is that this little plaster will reflect the light back, the light that comes off our body naturally. We have low-level infrared light that always comes off our bodies. And that activates the little crystals in the plaster. They send a signal back into the body to activate something that we haven't got. In this case, it's our cells and our peptides, and the peptides are then helping us to transform our bodies into better ways of healing it. It's non-transdermal and it's completely non-invasive. Why the X39 patch? Well, as we spoke about earlier, the copper peptides are fewer the older you are. The faster you age, the slower you heal, and that's just because you haven't got those cells active any longer. Already by 30, you only got half of them left, and by 60, you've lost almost all of this cell activity. But now with X39, we don't have to age at the speed that we do. Our cells serve as a repair system for the body through these patches. And that's the exciting way that they work. Benefits of X39 are many, and I've spoken about some of them. Merle spoke about some of them as well. And I think every one of us here will have had different experiences, or some of the same. Basically, it's an optimum health and wellness that we just start to feel. And that's, I think, the thing I can really put my finger on over the last 3 years that made the biggest difference for me. Yes, I've had less pain, I've had better sleep, less stiffness, but it's the health and wellness. It's just the overall well-being that you feel every day. The improved exercise performance, the improvement in strength. And that's all through that healthy energy flow that happens. And there's improvement in stamina. And again, we have to remember there's absolutely no drugs and no stimulants. So we really have a chance to achieve optimal health and a state of complete physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And we also just remember not to, we must remember to say that LifeWave is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. It's simply there to send a signal for our bodies to work at their optimal. So what are the long-term results? We're very lucky that we've got a website called thisisitinfo.com where we can go in and we can look up all the things we want to know about X39. But in that website, we can see that within a couple of days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And this is really significant because we've not had anything like that before. So to have 4,000 genes reset from day 4 is amazing. We can see that within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced. There's been some topography maps that show that. We know that within 6 months, our collagen is increased, and that's not just hair, skin, and nails, but collagen obviously runs through our whole bodies. It's in our brain, it's on our joints, it's everywhere. And even heart reversal in age within 6 months, half a year. Yes, I think so. No, within I can't even remember now, Mel. Maybe you can remember how long it is, but heart reverses up to 8 years. I think it's 6 months, isn't it?
6 months.
Yeah, it reverses up to 8 years, which is amazing. So this isn't anti-aging, it's age reversing, as David Smith likes to call it. So how do you wear X39? You wear it every day for 12 hours, and that is so your body can elevate and activate and regenerate, those words we heard in the beginning of the slide. Then it's important that you have a break. So you remove them for the next 12 hours so that the body can actually rest, repair, and rejuvenate in that time. If you are going to wear the patch every day, 24/7, the body would simply get too used to the signal and they wouldn't work in the same way. So with X39, you would put it on in the morning. Let's say you get up at 8 o'clock, you put it on at 9, take it off at 9 again in the evening, and then you put a fresh new patch on the next day. You can wear more than one at a time, not recommended to wear more of the same kind of patch, so you would only wear one X39, but you could wear an Ice Wave or an Eon, some of our other patches that work for either pain or inflammation. And so you can wear more than one patch at the same time. And then it's really, really important to say drink plenty of water. When you've got hydrated cells, the conductivity, I can't even say that word in English, but your body is just so much more able to spread all those good messages through. You really want to make sure you probably sit a good 3 good gulps every half hour. We're not talking about drinking masses of big glasses of water and then you're just putting strain on your kidneys, but you want to just keep yourself hydrated if you can with some electrolytes as well. That would be great. And here's the website again that we were talking about, www.thisisitinfo.com. It's a great place to go and just look at everything around X39. You have doctors' panels, you've got clinical studies, you've got pictures, you've got breakdowns of all the things that the patch can do. So really, really recommend that you either get the person who invited you here today to send this website information to you, or you take a screenshot. And now we get to the best bit. We already started, Merle and I, with our testimonies, but the testimonies that we hear on these calls are really often so emotional and life-changing, and this is why we're still all patching. Oh, you're not on.
There we go. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Caroline. That was wonderful. Rian, I wonder if you could share your testimony, because I know you have a great testimony. I would love you to share.
Hi, Mel. Yeah, I came from a family with heart diseases and chronic high cholesterol. My father passed away at the age of 37, and that was in 1979. And in 1980, went to the doctor, did some blood works, and he said, well, you have chronic high cholesterol, so the rest of your life, you're gonna use medication. At the age of 30, my brother passed away. And so, because the doctor told me that no exercise, no eating plan whatsoever will help your cholesterol to normalize, I will drink medication or pills for the rest of my life. So, I believe him and I drink my medication and pills. Didn't really look after my body, didn't exercise. Uh, this year is all comfort, nothing to do with speed. And So yeah, in 2020 I had my first heart attack, and in 2024 I had my second heart attack. And in March last year I was introduced to LifeWave, mainly for the fact that my wife had a huge back operation and she was battling with pain, and so we grabbed this opportunity for her to have less pain in her back because of the back operation. Around about the end of April, I start using the X39, and I realized that because I didn't look after my body, because I don't ex or didn't exercise as much, and I not really look after by means of um, eating healthy and take some supplements and all that kind of thing, I realized that if this patch gonna work for my cholesterol, it's gonna take like 2 years, because everything must be readjust in my body, and my body isn't healthy. But my health history shows that. So I started the end of April. In May, I went for cholesterol blood works, and my cholesterol was 6.2, and the LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, was 4.5. Now, I still drink my cholesterol medication. It was statins. It was hell to have cope with the side effects. When you walk like somebody that ran the Comrades Marathon the previous day. You must hold on when you go downstairs. You almost walk like a drunk person, with all the stiff, your the wrists and everything that is it's not nice. So I didn't. The biggest fault I did when I started with X39, I didn't complete the health chart. So I don't worry where what else must heal in my body. I only have the one thing of the high cholesterol. So around about 5 months in it, I attend to Zoom, and somebody say about there's a damaged nerve that is healed. And I touch my right upper leg, and I said to my wife, something is wrong. She said, what's going on? I said, the life is back. I were in a shooting accident 35 years ago, and where the bullet go in, the nerve was damaged. And from this section where the bullet went in till my knee, it was like a numb feeling. So not nice to touch it and whatever. So you avoid that. And after 5 months, the nerve is healed. I've got full life back in my leg. And then I went on, a couple of things happened. Because of the heart attack, because I have heart failure and the heart disease in my family, I battle with water on my legs, and especially the left leg and the left foot. It was so much that when I put shoes in, it's a battle to put my left foot in, and it was swollen the whole day. And like everybody say, keep your feet up above your heart, it will help. Well, you can only lie so long on your back. So what happened is, I think it was in December, I started realizing, but my left foot is now normal, the same size as my right foot. So the water is out of my left foot. And in February, I went for blood works again. My cholesterol in 10 months, my cholesterol dropped from 6.2 to 3.8. It's supposed to be below 5. And the bad cholesterol, the LDL, dropped from 4.5 to 2.3, supposed to be below 3. It's the first time in 47 years that I drink medication that my cholesterol levels is normal. In April, I throw my cholesterol medication away. I'm walking like a normal person. I don't have to touch on the sides when I go down the stairs or whatever the case might be. It's amazing. And there's so much other stuff that happened. And I was amazed that it only took 10 months for this X39. And I didn't use other patches. The main thing, the only other patch that I used was the glutathione. Just to give you guys an idea, I used to have bronchitis every 6 to 8 weeks. Every 6 to 8 weeks. It went to the doctor, get antibiotics, 3 to 5 days in bed. After that, back to work, battle a little bit about another week or so. Well, June last year, I was lost in a pharmacy to get me some antibiotics or ACC 200 or Flucin S or whatever. It's nice not to have snotties, not to have a nasal drip, not to have bronchitis. everything like that. Just a glutathione patch with the X39, and the chest is ready. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rion. That is an amazing testimony. And I think after that, we'll just jump straight into the business presentation because I think you've covered so many different things. And it's just a case of carrying on patching, isn't it? I mean, imagine if you'd stopped earlier. And also the fact that you didn't even realize that some of those things were changing, like your leg. I mean, that is an incredible story. I mean, 30 something years or 35 years from the shooting accident. Unbelievable. So thank you so much for sharing an amazing, amazing testimony. And that's what we always love. These testimonies are just the best part of the presentation. They excite us so much. So when we've seen testimonies like that, we all go, well, how do we get the product? So if you don't ever want to be involved in network marketing from a point of view of sharing, obviously this is the vehicle we get the product, and it is the best way. Because imagine if somebody was saying today, oh, but if it was prescribed, you would have to go to a doctor, pay for an appointment, pay for a script, get your product, which would cost more. I mean, it would be a whole thing. By being a multi-level marketing company, we can access the product really easily. Just make sure that you purchase through the company though. That way you're getting legitimate products, because we know as we become more and more successful, there are copies out there. It sounds ridiculous, but there are companies in China who are copying our products. So you've got to be really aware when you purchase that the envelope looks right, that it doesn't say made in China on the back. Our product comes from Ireland. And it doesn't even say it's made in Ireland. It actually says Europe. It says LifeWave, and then it says EUR for Europe. And then there's some made in America, but those are the only two places in the world that product is made, and the majority of it comes from Ireland. Anyway, how do we become a customer? There are three kinds of customers. I wouldn't recommend that anybody becomes a retail customer. You purchase once off as a retail customer. You pay the retail price, which is $149. But why pay $149 when you can get it at wholesale, which is $99.95 dollars a time, plus VAT and delivery. And we just say VAT and delivery and don't give you an amount, because depending on what country you're in, the VAT is going to be different. And besides Europe, where it's charged in euros, everywhere else in the world is charged in dollars at the moment. That will be changing, but for now, that's how it is. So depending on where you are as to what you're going to be paying. Then there's also a Preferred Customer Plus program, but if you're interested in that and you're interested in referring to friends as a customer, the person who invited you can tell you about that. But a Preferred Customer Plus is going to have a monthly subscription order, which they can cancel at any time. But the great thing about being a Preferred Customer Plus is you get a 90-day money-back guarantee. So you're going to use a link from the person who introduced you, but you're going to be purchasing through the company. So when I decided that these patches were absolutely amazing, I told you in the beginning I was never going to tell anybody about it, and that I was actually going to start telling friends. I thought, let me look at this company, because most multi-level marketing companies don't make it past year 3, and if they do, most of them don't make it past year 5. Well, LifeWave was 19 years old when I started. We turned 22 in November this year. So we've been around a while. The company's stable. We're in over 85 countries. And since X39 came to market, the growth of the company has been exponential. So you can see in 2021, the company was doing a $20 million a year turnover. Last year, we did 650 million, and the push is on for $1 billion this year. That doesn't happen in a company that doesn't have a product that works. We also ranked as the #1 momentum company in the network marketing industry, which is quite amazing for a company that's 22 years old. That's usually for new companies. So we always talk about being a company that's going to be 22, but actually we're a startup, because it's only in the last 4 years that the growth has exploded. At this point in the presentation, we always ask, what does freedom mean to you? What is important in your life? Now, when I joined, LifeWave was so new in South Africa, there weren't even presentations. My friend Candace told me we were having a chat that I'm going to patch. I said, what's it about? She sent me a video of David Schmidt talking to healthcare professionals. I said, I'm in, but I'm not building. She said, that's great, we won't build together. And I started building after the first week, kind of by mistake, but by the February, I was a director, and I just kept going. 20 months later, I had reached the top rank in the company, the whole compensation plan. And she had a result after a year and a half, and she had put a few people in and then really started building, and we've had the most incredible time together since then. But when I joined, it was all about the health. It was all I wanted. My husband, I really wanted health for my husband, and he did his test me on Monday. So if you haven't heard his test me, watch the recording of Monday's call, because for 2 years he thought he was that person that LifeWave didn't work for. And in fact, he has an incredible testimony. I didn't realize that what I would get is more time with my family, location freedom. I can work from anywhere in the world. I can be on Zoom calls, I can run my business, and I have brand partners in many countries. I mean, Caroline is in the UK. I've stayed with her, but we first met in Morocco on an incentive trip. We were in Budapest together. We were at Light Up in Munich together this year. We've been together all over the world. We were in Anaheim together last year, and we'll be in Anaheim together again this year. So I have made friends in many countries, and I have team members in many countries, which is so exciting. When we were in the States now in Orlando at our team conference, one of the Americans said to me, I introduced her to my Norwegian brand partners or my Norwegian team members. And she said, well, how do you get Norwegians in your team? And of course, Des says to her, because he knows her well now, he goes, well, Verdita, it's through somebody in Australia, you know? So, and that's how it works. You introduce somebody, and it doesn't matter where they are, and they introduce somebody else, and all of a sudden you're in a multitude of countries. And that's what's so exciting. You are not limited by your geography. You can build in any of the 84 countries or more that we are in, and we're opening in more countries all the time. We get to have incredible travel experiences. And for me, the great thing is that I'm now debt free. So while we make no income claims, because it all depends on how hard you work, during COVID, my husband didn't work at all. He's a civil engineer. He was working for himself, and he was on a municipal job doing water to rural areas. And COVID hit, and they shut down the job completely, and that meant that they didn't pay anybody. So for 10 months, he had no income. My son was still at school, so there were school fees, obviously house, cars. We came out of COVID thinking we'd done okay. We hadn't lost our house and we hadn't lost our cars, but we had a huge amount of debt. I had withdrawn everything from every investment that we had, you know, all those tax-free investments and things that you keep for your pension, all gone. And I thought, how are we ever going to get this back? You know, we're getting older, and what is going to happen? And everything has changed completely with LifeWave. I think this year my husband was telling somebody that he's taken 12 weeks of unpaid leave. He still works as an engineer, but he's taken 12 weeks of unpaid leave to travel with me. And our last trip, we left for America, and he wasn't even 4 weeks post knee replacement, which wouldn't normally happen. But when you're patching, these kind of things are possible. But when I signed up as a brand partner because I didn't even know that being a customer was an option. So you may want to sign up as a brand partner because you want to build a business and you're looking at this as an economic opportunity. Or you may think, well, I'm going to sign up as a brand partner just because I want more product and I'm going to get a better price. Well, I didn't know there was anything else, so I signed up on Core. And I said, that's great. It's a sleeve for me, a sleeve for Des. I didn't even know there were other patches. I only knew about X39. So I said, okay, sleeve for me, a sleeve for Des. And then the next month, we're going to use half a sleeve each, and then we'll order again, because the great thing with LifeWave is you can upgrade. Well, that didn't happen, because even in that first month, a friend wanted the sleeve, the third sleeve. And so I've never not been active. And my advice to anybody, even if you join and you think you're not going to build a business, stay active all the time, because that volume that you collect will eventually equate to money if you decide to build. If I signed up now, what would I do differently? I would come in on advanced, because you get a great discount. So advanced costs you $535, but you get 6 sleeves of X39. Or you can replace any one sleeve of X39 with 2 sleeves of supplementary patches, like the glutathione Rian spoke about, or Eon or Icewave, or any of those patches. So they drop in price too, because at full price they are $69.95 a sleeve. And you're going to get 2 for the equivalent of $100. You can do Advanced Plus. It's going to give you 11 sleeves. It's going to cost you $9.75, so again a discount. Or you can come in on Premium, where for $1,750 you get 20 sleeves of X39, or again you can mix and match. And that's going to also keep you active for 3 months if you come in on the Premium pack. It says most popular there. In America, it is the most popular pack. People there just buy premium all the time, especially if they're business builders. So you're receiving a discount because you're buying in bulk. But of course, as I said, you can upgrade. So if you buy core, when you go to advanced, you just pay the difference and you get the difference in product. And then from advanced, you could go to advanced plus. Again, you're paying the difference and you're getting the difference in product. It's very important, as I said, to be on a subscription order, which means that you are going to always stay active and you're going to be in the binary and collect all that volume. And the great thing about being a brand partner is that you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. It also opens up 9 ways for you to generate an income. So how do you join? You create your own account with LifeWave using the referral link from the person who introduced you to LifeWave. So whoever introduced you will give you a referral link. You use that link to create your own account, and that means that you're buying through the company and you have the company's backing. If there's something wrong with your product, they're going to replace it. If it doesn't arrive, they're going to sort that out. That happened to me when my son was in the States. A huge order didn't arrive and they just reshipped it. It was delivered to the wrong address and we didn't know where it was or how to get it. They just shipped it again. So you have the cover of the company for everything. Whereas if you're buying off some website that you found, the product could be fake. There's no guarantee from the company. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. And in fact, our brand partner weekly newsletter speaks all about this fake product and how much of it is out there at the moment. So if you haven't seen that, you can go and have a look. Okay, there are 9 ways to earn. I'm not going to go into all of them, but of course, the first thing would be retail profit if you sell to customers, even if they're buying as preferred customers, depending on how many customers you have, customer premiums. If you sign people up, you get a product introductory bonus. We have business launch bonuses, and so it goes on. Now, the most exciting thing, and it's something that Caroline's team is really good at optimizing, is something called the business launch bonus. So if you join LifeWave and we help you to launch your business really quickly and to get to being what we call a 1-star manager, you tap into a bonus of $25 a week for 8 weeks. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but if you then help your friends to do the same thing, you're going to go 2-star manager and you're actually going to, instead of getting $25 a week, you're going to get $50 a week. That is over and above any of the other ways that you are earning. So the money you're getting because you sign people up or sign customers up, it's an extra bonus and it really does add up. And it is a great way to get going. And the people who do it are so excited that they're earning that they just keep going and they help the people that they bring in to do exactly the same thing. And of course, whoever introduced you will help you to do that. The This Is It system allows you to duplicate your effort, which is so exciting because we have a system. And having a system means that you're plugging into something that works already. The This Is It team is only 4 years old. It was started by Steve and Gina Merritt, and we're responsible for over 65% of the company's turnover. So think about that. The company's turning 22, and our team is responsible for over 65% of the company's turnover, but we're only 4 years old and we turned 4 in July as a team. I joined the December, but they joined in the July. So we have the thisisit.info.com, which Caroline spoke about, where you'll find all the product information on X39. Then we have thisisitteam.com, where you will find all the business building information. The This Is a Team also has a school site called School This Is a Team, where you'll put in your company number. So we all get a number when we join, which will allow you to join This Is It school team. And lots of training happens there as well. So there is so much that they offer for us to help us succeed. So the time is now to make your move. And what do we mean about that? What is it that you want? So some people just want to be a customer. Your move then would be to connect with the person who invited you to the call and say, how do I sign up to be a customer? I just want to use this product. Some customers, of course, over time end up becoming brand partners, but that's totally up to you. Or do you want to have a business? There's hope for your future either way. I mean, when you hear stories like Rion's and you hear he's had 2 heart attacks and all of these things that have been wrong with his health, and yet everything has changed. His future's completely different to what it was pre-Patrick. We didn't even ask what happened to his wife's back, but I'm sure she has a great story too. But yeah, you can see from the smile on it. I can see from the smile on his face, you probably can't see it, that there definitely is. So it's all about now deciding what it is that you want, how you want to get hold of product, and then going back and speaking to the person who invited you to this call. So thanks, Caroline, for presenting with me. Thank you, everybody, for being on the call. And if you're watching this call, go back to the person who invited you once you've watched it and ask them any questions you may have.